The Jets have been one of the biggest laughingstocks in the NFL for most of my life, and I'm sure most of your life as well. I mean, the last time the Jets made the playoffs was in 2010. I was only 7 years old. But these past few years, they have made positive strides, and me, being a Dolphins fan, as you can see right there, it pains me to say the Jets actually are Super Bowl contenders this year, and I think they might be the best team in the NFL, and that's what this video today is going to prove. As I was saying, the Jets haven't made the playoffs since 2010, the longest active playoff drought among active teams, 13 years. And in those 13 years, the Jets have not been good. An 88 and 139 record since 2010. Are you like, that is horrible. That is really bad. They had a chance to fix things though. In 2018, they went 4-12, and in that draft, they had a chance to select their franchise quarterback, and they took Sam Darnold. They thought he would be the best quarterback they've ever picked, except he wasn't, and they passed on Josh Allen, and they passed on Lamar Jackson. It's the biggest blunder in Jets history. Things started to turn in the right direction in 2021, not only with the addition of Zach Wilson, who the Jets thought were going to be their superstar quarterback, but Elijah Vera Tucker, good pick, and Michael Carter II, who I'm sure nobody knows. The only reason I know him is because he got trucked by Tua. But I was doing Elijah Vera Tucker, good pick, 71.7 PFF grade, pretty good. Again, skewed. Zach Wilson is your quarterback. Zach Wilson doesn't know how to throw the ball. Zach Wilson doesn't know how to get through his reads quickly. You're gonna give up bad plays. Michael Carter though, an 80.4 grade. For a 5th round pick? Props to him and props to the Jets, dude. 44 solo tackles, 7 assists, 1 forced fumble from the slot. You probably want more. His run defense, I'm sure, outweighs his coverage, but I can't see that because I don't have PFF Plus. Look at me. Look at me. If you want me to have PFF Plus, click the like and subscribe button or the little join button so I can get paid for doing this. I don't get paid for doing this right now. I'm doing this for free. 2022 was an even better draft. I mean, as we know, Sauce Gardner won Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's going to be the Jets starting #1 corner forever, even though he holds on every single play. Garrett Wilson, going to be the Jets #1 receiver for a long ass time. Jermaine Johnson, good player. Breece Hall, great player. Sauce, 88.6 grade this year. No picks, which surprises me because, you know, when you hold as much as he does, you'd expect him to get a couple picks. 81st in targets, which actually these stats aren't the best, but his actual coverage is like he's sticky in coverage. He has great coverage. Garrett Wilson, these stats so skewed because he had Tim Boyle and Zach Wilson as his quarterbacks for his first 2 seasons. Jermaine Johnson, 83 grade, 9 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 49 total tackles. Insane, great player. He's gonna be probably one of their 2 edge rushers for a long time as well. And Breece Hall, another great player, 13th in rushing yards on a horrible team, while only being 14th in carries on a horrible team. And then, as we all know, 2022, they didn't have a good season. Because if I go back, 2022, they went 7-10. They didn't do good. Zach Wilson was not good. 2023, however, in the offseason of 2023, something massive happened for the New York Jets. And it was, you know, the signing of this fellow right here, Aaron Rodgers, getting traded from the Green Bay Packers to the New York Jets in a huge blockbuster trade that sent a 1st-round pick and a conditional 1st-round pick to the Packers in exchange for Aaron Rodgers and another 1st-round pick. Excitement was in the air. Jets fans were excited. Dolphins, Bills, and Patriots fans were terrified because Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. The AFC was terrified. The Chiefs were terrified. And then we had this insane entrance. In the Jets' first game, we had this crazy entrance from Aaron Rodgers. Of course, we all know how that turned out. Aaron Rodgers only ended up playing 4 snaps for the Jets that season before tearing his Achilles. And then Zach Wilson had to start, had a horrible season. Tim Boyle had to replace Zach Wilson and had a horrible season. And that brings us to where we are now, where the Jets have actually had a pretty good free agency so far. Tyron Smith, maybe a little bit old, but he's still a great player. Mike Williams, great receiver. Javon Kinlaw, another great player. Tyrod Taylor, in the case that Aaron Rodgers goes down again, great player. Chuck Clark, I like the Ravens too. Chuck Clark was a pretty good safety for the Ravens. 100% the biggest move that the Jets made in free agency, signing Mike Williams. Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers by themselves are a great combination. Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, and Aaron Rodgers, that might be the best trio in the NFL, of course, outside of Tua, Tyreek, and Waddle. Come on. If you don't think the Jets are going to be a force to be reckoned with this season, then you're just blind, I guess. I mean, it's after all I've shown, it's clear they're going to be a great team. And for those of you that still aren't believers in the New York Jets, I got a little surprise for you. I'm going to go through some Zach Wilson film and some Aaron Rodgers film to show you exactly why Aaron Rodgers is going to carry like a backpack. He's going to carry the Jets at least to the second round of the playoffs, probably the AFC Championship, if I'm being honest. All right, let's start with something simple. You know, just a streak. Aaron Rodgers hits his man in stride, easy completion. Now let's see Zach Wilson. Shout out Jackson Kruger Sports for providing some of the clips in the video. Here you see Garrett Wilson, straight line. He's running straight. Zach Wilson is going to try his best to throw the ball as deep as he can. The guy with the biggest arm. What the shit is this fucking throw? Look at how far behind Garrett Wilson the ball comes. Thankfully, Garrett Wilson is a great receiver and makes a play on this ball. But this is just actually insane. Next up for Rodgers, a simple crossing route, layer right over the middle linebackers and right inside of the safety. I don't even need to say anything, man. Let me just zoom in so you can see what happens. When I first saw this, I thought maybe the receiver caught it. But no. You see that ball behind the receiver zip straight through the receiver's hands and almost into the defender's gloves. And this is something that Zach Wilson just would never do. Zach Wilson will never be able to fit a ball in such a perfect spot to get a touchdown right there. I'm going to try to find a clip similar, but I doubt I'll even find one. I mean, this is just laughable. Zach Wilson's going to be trying to throw to this like speed out here on the bottom of the screen. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is fitting the ball into the tightest window. Look at Zach Wilson. Wide open man. What happens? What do you think happens? It should be a first down. Easily should be completed for a first down. But no, it's actually sails way over the guy's head out of bounds. Like, you can't make this stuff up, man. Again, at this point, I'm just going to start showing clips of Rodgers, showing why Rodgers is so good, because Zach Wilson is not making these. Zach Wilson is not going to make a back shoulder 10-yard fade for a first down throw. I'm sorry. He's just not going to do that. Zach Wilson can't even throw to a wide open. He has pressure in his face from the guy circling on the screen, but how do you not? I can make this throw, right? I can make that throw. That's like what, 15 yards maybe? I can make that throw. I will say that's a great effort by Zach evading the sack to get throwing to the man. But dude, he's wide open still, and you still can't get the ball to his fucking hands. I think by now you guys have realized that the Jets are a force, and they will be a force for as long as Aaron Rodgers is their quarterback, for as long as Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson are on the team. And if you're at the end of this video, you might want to click this one too, because if you're here, you're probably a Jets fan, and Jets fans love talking smack about the Dolphins, and this video is full about smack about the Dolphins, talking about if Tua Tagovailoa is actually a good quarterback.